Welcome to Industry Ignited, the podcast where we shine a light on leaders driving progress in manufacturing, B2B, and beyond. I'm your host, Dr. Leeanne Aguilar. Today, we're joined by Jeff Monroe, CEO and Chief Innovation Officer of LifeSpaces Innovation Group. With over 40 years of experience in sales, leadership, and business development across industries from janitorial and food service to packaging and consumer goods, Jeff has become a true force in introducing disruptive, sustainable technologies that change the way businesses operate. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Hi, Leanne. Thank you for having me. I appreciate your time, and thank you for having me on the podcast today. Very honored.
Yeah, looking forward to our conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeff, you have over 4 decades of experience across sales, leadership, and innovation. What originally inspired you to dedicate your career to driving changes in these industries?
Well, Leanne, great question. At 40 decades plus, I still think I'm in the first decade, but and I feel that way, which is good. And what really inspired me was I saw a lot of emerging technologies in the companies that I was with. I was in distribution, where I saw a lack of technology. I was in consumer products for a major company. Saw innovation there. Then I was on the brokerage side, and didn't see a lot there. And what inspired me was I felt there needed to be somebody to bring innovation, sustainability, and new technology in the B2B space across the United States and world. So we started a company about 8 years ago, LifeSpaces Innovation Group, and we've been very successful in bringing new B2B innovation and sustainability and new technology to the United States and marketplace.
Awesome. So you just saw the opportunity and, an innovative space, and so you decided to jump right in.
Okay.
Looking back, what were some pivotal moments that shaped your leadership style and approach to innovation?
I think that the pivotal, I've learned, I think, I would like to recognize my family, my friends, and it really comes down to the relationships that I've gained over 40 years. But, I've always been big in innovation since childhood. But being in the B2B business, I learned from the very best. Presidents, CEOs, salespeople, customers, and users, and always wanted to better what they were doing and or trying to help them in new ways. And we built a business really trying to change the industry, but not, be a good disruptor, but not totally change it in a way that people are hard to change sometimes. So what we've tried to do is, from the very beginning, learning from major companies in some of the voids that they had. I was on a lot of major product rollouts, new to the industry in the consumer products business. The first technology in paper making, the first different types of food service or type of chemical, and I always wanted to bring those. I mean, if you look at the buyer today, it's normally a millennial. They want it fast, they want it quick, they want it sustainable, and they love new technology. And there really wasn't a firm doing that. So I always had that in my mind. And so I used my 40 years of relationships to bring new innovations to the U.S. and global marketplace.
How has your diverse background spanning consumer goods, food service, retail, and manufacturing positioned you uniquely for the work you do today?
At LifeSpace, thank you. That's a great question. If you look at the marketplace, people in my area of expertise really zone in on either janitorial or food service. we have a different approach at LifeSpace. We're in multiple channels. So we put together products that hit the education channel, the hospitality channel, the government channel, the food service channel, office channel, industrial channel. So we put together, whether it's new innovation in robotics or new innovation in autonomous or drones or new substrates. We try to match up those areas of expertise to the customer. We listen to the customer. I am former training at major corporations. I was taught to listen to the customer's needs and come up with solutions. Today, a lot of salespeople in my realm sell on price. We're the opposite. We try to bring new innovation and new ideas to our customers, whether it's a distributor sales rep or whether it's a manager, a category manager, a CEO, or a major corporation. So I think that's what separates us from other people.
Tell us about the vision behind LifeSpaces Innovation Group. How did the company come to focus on being a leader in disruptive, sustainable technologies?
Well, it's been a wild ride in the past 8 years. Came from an idea from my family. I would like to credit Jay Monroe, my son, and my wife Allison, and family. They were behind me 100%, and we just didn't see people bringing. We saw people selling a lot of consumer product goods, but we didn't see anybody. I looked at the industry and I saw that distributor sales reps and accounts were looking for new innovation. And when we walk into an account, we're always leading. A lot of companies use innovation as a buzzword. We don't. We have it in our name. We lead with innovation, sustainability, and new technologies on every call. So I said, how could we scale? So we put together a pretty large organization, coast to coast in Canada, and I even have folks further. But we we focused in on innovation, what the distributor sales rep and user would need, whether it's a healthcare call or whether it's an education call or whether it's a hospitality call or whether it's a industrial call. We match up the product to what the person's looking for, and we have products in our line that do that. I'll give you an example. We have the first plate and hinge container. Today, all of the products are made from bagasse, sugarcane. Well, we have a product made from grass, miscanthus grass, made in the United States, shipped in the United States, no tariffs, and able to service the U.S. marketplace. And it's never been done. So they take the grass, it's by U.S. farmers making the product, which is great for the United States, made with
Mm-hmm.
U.S. farmers to the plant, to the consumer. Where before the bagasse and regular plates around the country are usually made in China or Asia, shipped over, made somewhere either there or here, and then reshipped again. We've cut out the whole middleman on that. So we're
Oh,
able to
great.
be very competitive, but also show new innovation in food service. So
Yeah, so I think just you're a broad network of suppliers, including those in the United States, so you're able to just find products that, um, are with new technologies I'm hearing, which is super exciting that are
yeah,
sustainable
well,
and
one
yeah.
one of the things we did, I would like to add, one of the things we've done is, if you look, a lot of people look within and they'll go to Asia, but from around the world, this is a global market today, and I recognized that a long time ago. And I actually get a lot of ideas out of Europe and Asia, but Europe, India, but also domestically. If I can find a domestic source for my U.S., they love that. And we do. But if you look at Europe today, and we do some business in London where they lead in kind of sustainability in a lot of ways, and we're able to take those technologies and bring it over to the United States. And then further, we take our technologies and I bring it over there. So we share a lot of ideas. I'm open. I'm not closed-minded. My son and I have always been open-minded to new technologies, where we have some of the largest consumer companies in the country coming at us now because they know we're not leading on price, and that we're leaning on new innovation technologies and sustainability, of course. So,
Right. So, what are some of the most exciting innovations your team is currently bringing to market? You mentioned a couple, but what else? What others can you share with
yeah,
us?
we have a lot of we have drones that clean buildings, go up 13, 14 stories and clean buildings. We have uh, robotics that'll move packages from point A to point B. We have the first fryer-later, so picture of McDonald's or picture of fast food, and we have the first robotic fry maker. And you'd say, well, that's replacing humans. No, I like to put it as we're pretty much the AI and technology is changing the industry. I'm looking at repurposing people. I don't want to take people's jobs away. What I say in the Jansian business with autonomous bots that clean buildings, we have autonomous robotics that clean buildings in some of the major healthcare centers in the United States, and they'll send out 300 or 400 at a time early in the morning, and then to do regular mundane jobs that people would be using regular equipment on, and those people can be repurposed to do other things in the facility, so they're more effective.
Yeah.
So that's some of the
Yeah.
things we're doing.
History has shown us that when innovation comes, people are concerned about jobs, but historically, we always find new things to do. So, just we
Absolutely.
get more efficient, and it's a safety solution because instead of having to work with dangerous hot oil with fries and, potentially burn yourself, you
Yeah.
have, a safer way to make the fries. And likewise with the robots I'm hearing cleaning the buildings, people can then focus on bigger, better things to do.
We specialize in sustainable disposables. We have cups made out of different substrates, as I told you, plates and containers made out of grass. Where we have sustainable equipment. We have other disposables. We try to be sustainable in our chemical approach, our in other, from feminine hygiene to general cleaning to robotics to disinfecting. I'll tell you a great story. I mean, one of the reasons why I was inspired, I won't say the company, but I was in a meeting, high level meeting, and I told him in the meeting that Bill Gates said, and I'm not a pandemic company, I'm an innovation company, but I was in a meeting showing an electrostatic sprayer. That was the sprayer that disinfected the virus. So people in the meeting said, "What's that? A ray gun?" I go, "No, it's an electrostatic sprayer. Bill Gates says there's going to be a pandemic." So I they kind of laughed at me, and then I left that company. I had the sprayer. Let's just say we did millions of dollars in that, where they didn't see 5 years ahead in what was going to happen in the industry. So my point on that is we're always thinking 5 to 10 years ahead in new technology. And that's what I think differentiates LifeSpaces Innovation Group, that yes, we're solving problems of today, but we're thinking 4 or 5, 10 years in advance, where other people are still kind of living in the past in
Right.
some ways.
And being reactive. So you're being proactive
Correct.
and, yeah, innovating into the future instead of just reacting when something happens. That's
Correct.
brilliant.
Correct.
LifeSpaces partners with major distributors like Staples, Cisco, as well as big name and end users like Delta Airlines and Disney. How do these partnerships fuel your growth and mission?
Yeah, we have great relationships with our distributors in the Jansian market, office channel, food service channel, industrial channel. I think they're all looking for innovation. They're all looking for new ways to do things. But I think, what's made us really great is now major end users like, the accounts you mentioned and thousands more are coming to us for solutions. They're coming us we probably have a number of solutions for each channel, each segment, each major customer. And, you don't walk into a Disney or a Delta without knowing what you're talking about or, having something that's gonna change their operations, or help them, look at something a little differently than what they were looking at it. If you look at major companies, they're buying millions and millions of dollars of commodities, but sometimes they're not always looking at the innovation and sustainable part of it, and I kind of get them aware of what is in the industry and what's coming.
Right. So I'm hearing like you first really understanding your customers is key.
Yeah,
Understanding the challenges that they're facing, understanding their needs, and then looking at opportunities that you can bring them.
yeah,
You know,
it it it
opportunities.
it
Yeah.
it might be in healthcare, it might be safety with disinfecting, in hospitality, it might be, as simple as cleaning rooms or keeping we have a great product right now that, will actually tell you what virus is in the air,
Really?
that's never been done.
Huh.
So you could walk in and air is the next biggest thing in innovation where, air quality, as we all know, is different today. So when you walk into a hotel room or you walk into a convention center, you'll know what's in that room. Today, that wasn't possible. Today, it is possible with our
Yeah.
line, and that's a game changer.
That's amazing. So interesting. Now, a big focus, as you've been talking about, of your work is sustainability. How do you balance creating eco friendly solutions while also ensuring efficiency and profitability for your clients?
It's hard if you look at the industry 10 to 15 years ago, sustainable products were probably 10-15% more. Today, with what's going on in the global marketplace and everybody's here talking about plastics and the reduction of plastics. Today, manufacturers have to be there and be competitive. So we always lead with sustainable innovation, whether it's cups, containers, everything that we do in food service. I've even had compostable film for meat. Where if you look at the supermarket business, we'll have trays not made out of foam; it'll be made out of grass. So we've and that has to be to get back to your question. That has to be competitive in the marketplace. So today, the industry is caught up from being sustainable as well as being competitive, and my job is to bring those new technologies to the industry.
You're
I
right.
will tell you, it's been exciting because now the bigger consumer companies know that we're key end users, and they approach us to help them, which is pretty exciting for our company.
Can you share an example of an innovation that not only solved an operational problem, but also advanced sustainability in a meaningful way?
Yeah, I think I've mentioned a few, but if you we deal with uh, I was talking earlier about the plates and hinge containers. We have a straw right now that is made out of seashells and cutlery. So everybody's after us. Well, not after us, but after the industry on microplastics. So this is a way that will function very well in a food service operation, college cafeteria, feeder, where it's made and repurposed from seashells for straws and cutlery. And we also have compostable bags, sustainable bags, where they'll compost over X amount of time. I'm working on a bottle right now that will decompose in 250 days. to replace plastic. So we're always looking for innovation that is cost effective that um, will change the industry.
Yeah. And so for our listeners, why is it important that sustainability driven innovation is, I mean, it's not just a nice to have anymore, right? It's a necessity across industries like hospitality, healthcare, and janitorial services. Um,
It it is. I mean, when we walk into a college or corporate feeder, they're looking. They want the product sustainable. Their clients want it. We deal with some very high profile accounts from coast to coast, and they're looking for that solve in price competitiveness as well as sustainable products that are going to meet and exceed their needs. We're very good at questioning what they're using. How can we match up? Where most companies will just sell them a commodity, we'll take it to the next level and try to match the right sustainable product or technology. um, you know, Drones weren't available. I'm going back to equipment. Drones were not available to vacuum. They were not available to go up in a building and clean. Well, you know, that's not for everybody, but I will tell you that um, it, these particular technologies are changing the industry, and they will continue to change the industry over the next 10 years.
Right. And I think there are, I mean, regulations now in a lot of industries that are requiring more sustainability, as well as corporate social responsibility initiatives that many companies are committed to. Right. So, I mean, since they have these commitments or regulations, policies that they need to adhere to, I think, yeah, having innovations
Well,
like this is
there's a lot of major companies today, whether you're talking major amusement parks to major healthcare companies, hospital groups, major corporations that have a vice president of sustainability
right.
or higher. If you look at some of the major computer companies or high tech companies, a lot of them already have that in place. And so we take a nice approach. We respect everybody from the bottom tier person that's using it to all the way to the CEO and everyone in between. We have a unique way of penetrating those types of accounts because we can reach many levels within an organization.
Yeah. And with markets like janitorial alone being valued at $26 billion, where do you see the greatest opportunities for innovation in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, we've been on Jay, my son, is vice president in our company and all our great employees. We see that there's a big opportunity to train and educate not only the end user, but the distributor sales reps that are walking out there with kind of the same old commodities. Yeah, they're making money, but they're not really sometimes solving a problem, or they're not showing their customers new innovation. And what we've tried to do is get the mindset of the distributor sales rep or sales organization to think differently, to go out there with new approaches, to go out there with a new way of doing things, whether it's innovation products, whether it's sustainable products, or whether it's new technology and equipment in disinfecting or cleaning a floor. We have a new product that's going to replace the mop, and it's a product that is very affordable. And the mop has been used forever in janitorial, but that's not the future. The future is using other substrates in microfiber and this new technology in mopping and equipment that is going to change the industry. It'll cut labor. It's easy to train, cut labor, cut costs, and help the end user clean and disinfect better.
Yeah. And I think that's the goal of every company, right? Is to be more efficient and cost effective and innovate so we can do better, solve other problems and spend our time
Right.
more.
I think one of the things over it hasn't been easy in the first year. We've always done very well as a company from day one. But I think, they in the beginning, who was LifeSpaces? What is life? It means being in every life space, whether you're in a gym or whether you're in a college, or whether you're at a YMCA, or whether you're at a major corporation or an amusement park or wherever. It's where people live, work, eat, play. So we have tried to design our innovation, and they didn't know us at first. I had a great reputation in the industry, and so my son and I, he lived and worked in New York City, called on some of the largest people in the industry, like the World Trade Center and many others there. But we had a good reputation, and we started and we stayed at it, and we become a nice company that's been leading with sustainable in new technologies that are changing the industry. Now we're getting notated for it. A lot of people are coming to us. A lot of the major distributors in the United States who did know us, they know us today. They see us at trade shows. They see us in industry articles. They see us on podcasts. They see us.
Yeah.
They understand what we're doing as a company, and I'm getting a lot of interest from many companies in trying to partner with us or whatever. But
Yeah, partnering.
it's pretty exciting.
Spreading the word, right, and increasing your market share and
Yeah.
and that's awesome. What advice do you have for leaders and entrepreneurs who want to champion disruptive innovation, but may be facing resistance to change?
Um, the biggest advice I could give them, and I was in small companies, in corporate companies. If you have a great idea and you really, put it on paper, and just live your idea. If I have a lot of entrepreneurs that come to me with new innovations. They've lived their dream, but they don't know how to get to market. So we help
Right,
them to get to market. But what I would say is for new entrepreneurs, you know, put your thoughts on paper, live that dream, try to put it in business plans that are going to work for you. And I went out on a limb, invested in this company, and as I could look back at it, it was a great investment. And you know, I would just say to the person starting out there, live your dream and learn from where you're at, and then try to make it better for when you start your own business.
right. Yeah, absolutely. Always learn from mistakes or learn from others. Take
Oh, I've made a
advice
lot
and,
of mistakes, but I've also done very well. And every entrepreneur makes mistakes, but I'd be foolish if I didn't say that. But you know, we we've done very well. We've had a lot of success, and I think if you're honest, sincere, and respected in the industry, I think the biggest thing I could tell a person is relationships.
yes,
You have to
yes.
have those key relationships, whether either on a local level or I have it on a national level. But you know, learning from people, learning from mentors, and then taking your ideas and turning your dream into a business. We're one of those success stories that we've done that. So I would my friends who are in corporations, they go, I don't know how you've done it, Jeff and Jay, in 7 short years, coming on our eighth.
Yeah.
But you've turned nothing into a national company. So I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Jeff, as you think about the future of LifeSpaces Innovation Group, what legacy do you hope to leave for your team, your clients, and the industries you serve?
I think the legacy I leave is, I want to make I have 5 grandchildren, a big family. I wanna make the world a better place. I want one of the key things that we wanted to do is through sustainability, new technologies. I want people to work smarter, not harder. I want people to use sustainable products because that's the future of our children. I don't
Yeah.
want people, having problems with plastics in other substrates that, I'm not saying plastics are bad. I'm not saying that, but it's the way you manufacture plastics and the way you use them in some cases. But I want them, I want to make it a better place, for them. And I think, I have to credit my son. He's, uh, 40 MBA and I think I want to leave it where he's in the company and the people that are with us think the way we do in bringing these new technologies and sustainability to the marketplace. There isn't a lot of people doing what I'm doing. They say they are, but they're really not in the way we're doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of
So
that.
right, yeah, absolutely, and bringing new products, new innovations to the table and leaving the world a better place for, um and I mean, not only for people, but for, the environment and the
Yeah,
world.
I mean,
Yeah.
if we represent a product where we pick up oil. I'll give you an example. We pick up oil, and you can repurpose that in this particular substance. Take the oil, put it in a landfill, and plant seeds, and there'll be no oil, and plants will come up. And think about that for a second. It's repurposing oil and
Yeah,
changing oil to where you could bring plants up. And that's pretty hard to believe, but it's companies that I've found around the world, and these technologies exist. My job is to get it to the marketplace. We could sell the traditional products, make millions of dollars or on that, but is that really the future? I don't
right,
I it is in some respect, but not the way we go to market, and how we've built our company. I do think technologies like that and autonomous and AI or drones and robotics and new substrates are the way of the future. Kind of a visionary, Leanne. I
we
sorry,
need
but
visionaries.
I like to think 5 to 10 or more years ahead because I wanna make this world a better place.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, thank you for sharing your incredible journey. I really appreciate your time and your insights and
Thank
yeah,
you.
just the inspiration that you bring to me and to the audience. Your work at LifeSpaces Innovation Group is a powerful example of innovation, sustainability, and how it can come together to transform industries and make the world a better place. So, how
Yes.
can listeners reach out and learn more about you?
We're based in, north of Boston. We have a corporate office, at, LifeSpaces Innovation Group, 900 Cummings Properties in Beverly. You're always welcome. We're on the North Shore, here. You can reach me at, Jeff Monroe. I'm the CEO, or Jay Monroe is our vice president. You can reach me at, uh, J Monroe at J, the letter J, Munroe at lifespacesinnovation.com, or my phone 978-471-0615. I take everybody's call. I'm old school where we service our customers the way we'd want to be serviced. So Jay, my son Jay is available, and our team. We've got a great team in different segments, whether it's food service or all of the products that um, we reviewed during the interview. But I'm always there. I have a lot of. I would say, Leanne, I'm almost like a consultant. Where even though we're a sales and marketing organization, people call me and ask me for, uh, can you get me this? Can you do that? Please call
Right.
me anytime. We're here for you. Again, we're coast to coast. We do Canada and some things in Europe, but we're expanding, and I would love to hear from you. And I
Well,
really
great.
appreciate the interview today. It was great, and thank you for that.
Well, thank you again. And to our listeners, if today's conversation inspired you, be sure to follow Industry Ignited for more stories of leaders sparking change and moving into the future. Until next time, stay bold, stay curious, and keep igniting industry.